Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at my XL Pokemon for each type. So we're just going to go through all of these here and see what we have going on. Now these are going to be Pokemon that you're going to want to use to go up against raids or Master League, I suppose, but mostly for raiding, okay? So let's go ahead and see what we have going on here and start this video off right about now. So we're going to go down through all the types. We're going to skip normal because, well, normal's not effective to anything. Starting it off with fire, we are going to be seeing that Mega Blaziken. I do have that as a Mega because I just like to look at it sometimes. Then we do have that Buzzwole. Conkeldurr is definitely something you're going to want to invest in. When it comes to the Buzzwole, it was more so for fun, but it is pretty good as a fighter, I suppose. And then we do have the Sneasler here, which it's not really utilized too much for anything. It was, again, another kind of an interesting pick. So we'll go ahead and just wait on that. That Primeape or Annihilate, nothing. I was just testing it out. When it comes down to what you are going to really want to power up for fighting, it's definitely going to be Shadow Machamp and Lucario as well. Everything else here has just been kind of a tester. Now, Toxicroak could be a pretty fun pick. See, I invest in weird things like this. Shadow is definitely going to be good for you for sure. Alright, so there are my XL fighting types. See, I do have this one as well, but it's really not that good of an electric type attacker, unfortunately, for that. Alright, so moving on from fighting, let's go to flying here. Now, let's go ahead and go for the Candy XL. I don't think I'm going to have to type that in every single time. Alright, so we're going to be looking at Landorus here. Unfortunately, it's not going to be used as a flying type whatsoever, but Rayquaza is definitely going to be able to fill that void, and it does Mega Evolve, making it one of the best flying type attackers. And then Dragonite, it does have Hurricane, but not so much. When it comes down to this one here, definitely going to be a good flying type attacker, as it does have Gust as well as Oblivion Wind. When it comes down to Ho-Oh, so-so, Brave Bird. And then when it comes down to Lugia, it does have Aeroblast. Now, Salamence was just upgraded to fly, so you're going to be doing a lot better going up against things that I don't know, that are weak to flying, especially with that Shadow. Unfortunately, it does not have a flying quick move. Gyarados not on the list for flying type attacker. Togekiss can be a pure flying type attacker, definitely not on the top tier, but there's a little something there going on for it if you do have a Togekiss or you're a big fan of that. Moltres with Sky Attack, definitely something that you should invest in if that's what you're, if you have good enough IV. Charizard, yeah, Mega Evolve that, you're going to be looking at it. Well, no, not so much, not too much. It's all about the Staraptor though, okay? The regular one and the Shadow, going to be going down very fast, but doing a ton of damage. From here on out, that was a mistake. I posted it on Twitter. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I powered that up when I was hanging out with some friends. And then, yeah, you have Pidgeot, which is also going to be top tier flying type attacker. But you're going to have to obviously make it evolve that there. Everything else is just going to be XL for the Go Battle League. So that's really not going to be a part of this video. But yeah, so there are my XL Pokemon for flying. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one here and see what we have for poison. So Nihilego is going to be at the top, and it is going to be one of the best poison type attackers, as it did get an upgrade to its move pool with Poison Jab. Unfortunately for Sneasler, it's not really going to be there as far as a poison type attacker, but Roserade is definitely going to be able to do that, as well as Gengar too, and it does make it evolve. Venusaur also can be a poison type attacker. It doesn't have a poison quick move, but it still can spam Sludge Bomb. Toxicroak with Poison Jab and Sludge Bomb as a Shadow could be definitely good for you too. So if you do have a good IV one of those, I think that would be, I don't know if you really want to invest in that. It's definitely going to be on the lower tier going up against the raids as a poison type attacker, but definitely a fun pick. I personally invest in things like that, as you can see here. Maxed out Bellsprout. And another thing to note is on a lot of these typings too, I do have their lower levels maxed out. They're just not evolved, so I'm waiting for a different time. Ground types, this is very fun. Mega Groudon or Primal Groudon is going to be your best ground type attacker in the game, with of course Precipice Blades. And then you do have Garchomp. This is in no order actually, I'm just saying that Groudon is number 1. Shadow Garchomp, I do believe, is number 2. I love this thing. One of the best investments. Shadow Garchomp, absolutely amazing. Landorus now actually able to do something here as its ground type attacker with Sansir Storm. Pretty good ground type attacker. And then Shadow Groudon. I love that investment, even with those horrible IVs. When it comes down to this one here, it does need a quick move for ground type, and it'll be looking good. Rhyperior, absolutely amazing. Love that thing. You're not going to really use Zygarde to go up against raids, okay? Not so much. Now, Mamoswine, definitely a good Pokemon like Rhyperior, dual type, both good in both of those, right? For the ground as well as the ice. So definitely worth your investment. That's why I powered up that Shadow. Excadrill, love this thing. Regular and the Shadow. Mega Swampert, definitely going to be top tier for you. Not really worth your investment for that one there, unfortunately. And then Nidoking could be fun if you have like 100 in the Shadow. And then I do have this Gibble that I'm working on here, and it is XL. So really like ground type Pokemon, definitely a lot of good ones out there. Now when it comes to rock, we do have Nihilego on the list yet again here. And it's not going to be the best rock type attacker, but it's still pretty good. It just doesn't have a rock quick move. Tyranitar and Mega Tyranitar, Shadow Tyranitar are all going to be top tier. Rhyperior, top tier with Smackdown, of course. Well, Smackdown's going to be Community Day for Tyranitar. Rhyperior or Rampardos, definitely good, but Shadow Rampardos is the best rock type attacker. Very squishy, but hits like a truck. I haven't invested in it all the way because it doesn't have the best IVs and it's good enough where it's at. Okay, we'll wait for a better one. When it comes to Bug, you know, it's funny how Pokemon was founded on Bug, but there's very little that they can do for you. Might as well just use Psychic. Weak to super effective to grass, might as well just use a fire or flying. So it's always outclassed. So Bug, unfortunately, not really there. I do have a few though. Moving on to Ghost, Giratina is going to be our top. Now you have to keep in mind too that there are going to be other things that are going to be good to power up as far as these specific types if I don't have them on the list, like Chandelure XL or Chandelure Shadow XL. Absolutely amazing, but I don't have them powered up and they're not on this list. So this is not like the best, this is what I have, okay? And if you're like, why don't you have the best? Because I either don't have a good IV or enough XL candies quite yet. All right, moving on here to Steel. You're not going to really use Dialga as a Steel type attacker, although it does have Metal Claw, so technically you could utilize it like that, but what you're going to do at the end of the day is just go in there with Metagrosses and Shadow Metagrosses. That's it, okay? Simple as that. I love those investments. As far as this one, Katana doesn't even have a Steel move to be seen in sight. So you don't use it as a Steel type attacker. Definitely a good investment, as we're going to come back to that one as a grass type. Melmetal, Double Iron Bash. It's definitely going to be good to go up against rocket leaders, but not so much for raiding, okay? But I guess you can just spam Double Iron Bash all day. Solgaleo, it could be used as a Steel type attacker with Iron Head if you do have one of those maxed out. And you do have Magnet Bomb on Genesect. When it comes to Excadrill, you can use it as a pure Steel type attacker with Metal Claw and Iron Head. So there is that. It's definitely could do a lot of damage there, especially as a Shadow if you wanted to do that. Aggron, definitely okay with the Mega. Lucario can be as well, Bullet Punch and Flash Cannon. So you have those there too, okay? So those are my Steel types. Moving on to Fire here. Now, of course, this is on the top because it is going to be Mega Evolved. I don't know why I did it for this one and nothing else, but definitely top tier there. When it comes down to the Reshiram here, definitely good. Fire Fang and its Fusion Flare. Of course, Ho-Oh is going to be a top tier, but you're going to want the Shadow with the Shadow or Sacred Fire Plus, right? Shadow Moltres, definitely good. This is just a fun little project. This was just another fun little project. See, I invest in wacky things here. When it comes down to this one here, Incineroar, it's pretty good, but you know, there's better ones. Mega Charizard, Y and X, but more so Y, as you're gonna get just better utilization out of the fire type there. And then you do have Houndour with Mega as well. Definitely pretty good. And then Slazzle, which is not gonna be used for raiding. And then we do have the Fuecoco completely maxed out here. As you can see, I could make this into Skeletors for the Master League. And again, this is another example, as I'm not going all the way at the bottom, so I do have more XLs that are just not completely powered up yet. Moving it on to water here, we do have Palkia Origin, which does have Aqua Tail, but it doesn't have a quick water move, so not necessarily your best water type attacker out here, but it could be used that way. Of course, this is going to be your best one. It is going to be Kyogre with its Primal Evolution, and then we do have Palkia with Aqua Tail yet again. It could be okay, depending on what you're going up against. Definitely going to be really good water type attacker here, and that is going to be Mega Gyarados. When it comes to Primarina, it has Waterfall and Hydro Pump, so wait for its Community Day, it'll be a lot better. But I do have this because it's a 100. Of course, you do have Mega Swampert, just amazing all around. You know, these Megas, you just want them, pretty much all of them. This was another wacky little project, not using it in raids. All right, when it comes to Greninja, obviously this is top tier. I made it Best Buddy because I'm going to be prepared for when they do release Ash Greninja. I'm thinking you're probably going to have to earn more hearts when that does come out. And then we do have the Shundo Blastoise, which it has, you know, Mega Blastoise, so definitely good there. and well, it's a freaking Shundo. So there you have it. We do have this maxed out Lantern again. At the bottom, we have maxed out things, but those aren't used for rating. All right, moving it on to the next one here. If you can give this video a thumbs up, folks, that'd be much appreciated. On to Grass, and Katana is going to be your number one, I do believe. So we're going to go ahead and max that one out there, and we're looking good. Worked pretty hard for that. Nice. And then you'd have Roserade, yet again, the Swiss Army knife when it comes down to that. Good as a poison type, good as a grass type, and it also has Weather Ball for PvP. It's freaking amazing. I don't know why they gave it so much love, but great. Sceptile, definitely. I think this might be the number one, actually. Grass type attacker in its mega form. Such an amazing design. I don't know why I don't like have these as my buddy more often. They're just too cool. And then you do, of course, have Venusaur Mega. Definitely going to be good with a bit of bulk to it too. And this is where it's going to kind of tater off. Again, you could have other things that are powered up that are good, Shadow or whatever. I just don't have them all there, okay? So this is just my Pokemon. This is not the best out there. Again, I don't have the IVs for those. So we have a little treat for you. Again, if you can give this video a thumbs up, I'm going to max this one out here. It's about time, right? Show the damn thing some love. It says Shundo Electivire. I keep seeing the comment, why don't you max that out every time I show it? Well, there we go. We're going to max it out right there for you all. And yeah, I'm just not particularly like a super fan of it. Not that I hate it. That generation was amazing when they gave them all those evolutions. Really good memories for that. Ampharos, Mega, And then I do have this the Palmy thing. But when it comes down to electric types, not too many maxed out there, do I? But again, I'm going to go ahead and just show you my electric types so you can see I have some. Some of them just don't have good enough IVs, and I just can't justify using all those XL candies. As soon as I do, I'll find probably a better one. All right, let's go ahead and move on here to Psychic. All right, now when it comes to this one, it's a little bit interesting because essentially just make a bunch of Mewtwo's, okay? They outclass everything so well that it's just about that. So what you could do is invest in a regular one, several regular ones, of course Ice Strike, and when we get the Megas, it's over. But you also probably want a Shadow. This is just amazing. I love my Shadow. It does great in the raids as well as PvP. This took me 5 years to get 100. I'm not even crapping you. I'm not joking. All right, and then Metagross could be with Zen Headbutt and Psychic, but it's horrible. So don't even waste your time. Future Sight on Lugia, Psychic Fangs on Solgaleo, and then Mega Latias, meh. They could be used that way. They have Luster or whatever. What is that move? Mist Ball. I forgot exactly what it was, but they have their signature moves. Not necessarily the best there for you. When it comes to Gardevoir, you can go with Psychic and Seeker Noise, which can put in a little bit of work, I suppose. And there you have it. Again, it's all about the Mewtwo's there, really, when it comes down to Psychics. All right, now onto Ice here. We do have at the top is going to be the Kyurem. Now, this is not necessarily a good Ice-type attacker. It does have that new move, Stormbreaker, but, you know, well, it's not that. It's not Storm. That's the name of the Pokemon. It has that Ice move. It's not necessarily going to be good for you. Mamoswine, again, it's kind of like the Mewtwo situation. Shadow Mamoswine all day, okay? And you're going to be looking good here. That's why I don't have too many of those powered up. And again, I have them at level 40, so that's why there's not so many there, because I just can't justify powering up bad IVs. All right, moving on to Dragon types. These are going to get pretty good here. Of course, you do have Palkia Origin here with Dragon Breath, and it's Spatial Ren, which is going to be definitely good to have, obviously. And then Dialga, the classic, because it's going to be part Steel. You're not actually taking super effective from another dragon, making it really ideal to go up against those. And then Mega Garchomp, regular Garchomp, Shadow Garchomp, all top tier. Palkia 100, and of course Mega Rayquaza is the best dragon in the game for now. There's going to be a better one in the future, in the way future, but for now we have this. I do believe Ultra Necrozma. Wait, is that Psychic Dragon? I'm pretty sure that's going to be Digimon and Pokemon. Moving it on here. This video is moving fast. This can be as well utilized as a pure dragon type. You have Dragon Breath as well as, I do believe, what is that, Dragon Pulse. Not the best, but it is there if you wanted to use a Hydreigon. Haxorus, definitely going to be something that you're going to want to use as a dragon type attacker for race with Dragon Claw and Dragon Claw and Breaking Swipe. Okay, I'm getting a little confused here. Salamence, top tier. Very squishy, especially as a Shadow, and it does have a Mega. Gudra, not so much, but I did see a comment saying it is #1 in Master Premier, so thank you for letting me know, and it is crazy. I can't wait to use it. And then you do have several other dragons mixed throughout here. You have Latios, Latias, Megas, and, you know, you can use those, but you're just going to get outclassed with better things. Might as well use Rayquaza. All right, now moving on to Rock here. All right, we have Tyranitar at the top with the Community Day Smackdown. or dark types. We're looking at dark types. So when it comes to Tyranitars and going up against those raids and having Smackdown, I just keep it Smackdown. I'm not trying to go back and forth because that's a community day move. And then Yveltal, definitely good. And then this one as well, Hydreigon, definitely going to be good with Bite and Brutal Swing. Now, when it comes down to this one, is it Darkest Lariat? I don't think it's going to be the best, but Ash Greninja is going to be crazy. Regular Greninja for now is going to be a good dark type attacker too. And this is where it teeters off, except for Houndour. I guess you could be using that Mega, if that's what you're into using. But then again, you also have Mega Gyarados. It's not on the list because it's not dark. All right, moving on to Fairy here. When it comes down to Zacian, I don't really categorize this as a top tier Fairy because it doesn't have a very quick move. But when it comes down to this Xerneas here, definitely because of its new quick move, Fairy move, and then Moonblast as well, definitely making it ideal to go in there for raids. Togekiss has always been a good raid attacker as far as Fairy is concerned because of Charm. And then you do have the starter there, which you could use, I suppose, with Disarming Voice, but it's all about this one. It's all about Gardevoir and Mega Gardevoir and Shadow Gardevoir. Simple as that, okay? These things are just dealing extreme damage, especially the Shadow. I love it. And then you, of course, also have the Eevee here. I mean, that one's pretty good. I suppose I haven't maxed it out or anything yet. Gramble Shadow, I had to max that one out. Did you see that? I had to do it because it is on the top Fairy type attackers. It's like, I don't know, like somewhere between 1 and 8 or something like that. It's like somewhere like down there. All right, I do believe that is going to wrap it up here for all the types that I have powered up at the top as far as XL Pokemon for each typing there. And yeah, that's just wanted to show you what I have going on, right? Now we can go over the best type attackers to use, which we'll probably make something like that in the future. But right now I just wanted to kind of more so just show you what I have going on for my personal collection for those XLs for each tier as far as going up against raids, right? But anyways, if you did enjoy this video, if you can get a thumbs up, that'd be much appreciated. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.